Hi everybody, Miss M here. So we are going to be continuing our lessons on telling time. Last week we learned about how to tell time to the hour and how to write time as well. Well, today we're going to learn about how we can tell time to the half hour. So let's take an example. Let's look at an example of one. So let's look at this clock. What do you notice is different about this clock from the ones that we learned last week? Well, if you notice, our minute hand isn't pointing to the 12. It is pointing to the 6. Why would that be? How can we tell this time? Okay, so we notice that our minute hand is pointing to the 6. Let's take a look at where our hour hand is. I also notice it's not quite pointing at the 4. It's not quite pointing at the 5. Our hand is kind of pointing in between those two numbers. So how do we read this time? Well, I'm going to show you how. Because our hour hand isn't pointing to the 4 or the 5, it's in between. It's still in that 4 o'clock hour, which means that we say it is 4, and our 6, when it's pointing down here, means 30. And if you also can see, has a little number 30 down here too, right? Because remember, there's 60 minutes in an hour. So it takes 30 minutes to be half an hour. So we read this time as 4:30. So let's take a look at how it looks like digital too. Right? Like how our clocks are on our phones or tablets or on our computers. Right? This is how you see it. Remember, it shows our hour first and then our minutes. 30, right? There's the number 30. So it's 4:30. Let's look at another example. Okay. So let's take a look and see what happens. So as our clock continues going, right, when our minute hand is pointing back to the 12, you can see our hour hand pointing directly at the 5. So we can read this time as 5 o'clock. But let's take a look and see what happens as our clock, sorry about that. I have to go the other way. So let's take a look as our clock and our minute hand starts going around the clock. And look at the hour hand too. And there we go. So our minute hand is now pointing at the 6. And now you can notice our hour hand is between the 5 and 6. So we read this as 5:30. Let's also take a look at how it's going to look like digitally too. Give me a moment because I have to erase and then rewrite. Right? So then that's how our time is going to look like digitally, 5:30. All right, let's do another example. Let's see if you can figure out time. So I'm going to change the time and see if you are able to read it. Let's see. Okay. So let's take a look. Remember, look at where the hour hand is pointing to. The two numbers, it's in between, right? It's in between the 2 and the 3, right? And then our minute hand is pointing down to the 6. So we say it is 2:30. 2:30. Okay, let's try one more. Let's see if you guys can figure it out. All right, take a look. Look at where the hour hand is pointing to. Look at where the minute hand is pointing to. All right, you think you have it? All right, if you said it is 11:30, you are correct, right? Our hour hand is in between the 11 and 12, and our minute hand is pointing to the 6, so that's why we know it's 30. So it's 11:30. Okay, so today, for your math work, you are going to be telling time to the half hour, and good luck with your work, everybody. Bye.
Whoa! What's wrong with that clock?
What do you mean, Jackson?
The hour hand isn't pointing at the hour.
No, the hour hand is between the 2 and 3.
So the clock's broken?
No, it isn't broken. Look, the minute hand has moved down to the 6. The clock says it's 2:30.
2:30? I don't see a 30 on the clock.
Remember how we say o'clock when the minute hand is on the 12?
Yeah.
Well, when the minute hand points to the 6, we say 30. Look at this clock. It writes the time. This part of the clock tells the minutes. When the minute hand points to the 6, we say 30. And this part tells the hour, 2. Put it together and the time says 2:30.
Oh, I get it.
Then tell me what time this clock says. The hour hand is between the 10 and the 11.
The hour is 10.
And the minute hand is pointing to the 6.
So we say 30. It's 10:30.
Let's check the other clock to see if you're right. Hooray! You're right! It says 10:30.
10:30? Then it's almost time for recess. Gotta go.
Is that all you think about?